Hello, everyone. My name is Ted Geese, and I'm here today to promote some of Elsevier's accessibility efforts, as well as invite you to collaborate with our growing accessibility program. It's an honor for Elsevier to support the 23rd International ACM SIGACCESS Conference on Computers and Accessibility. For Elsevier, accessibility is about empowering the people we serve, especially students, scientists, doctors, and clinicians. These folks rely on our books, journals, and information analytics tools for their education and careers. We want the next Stephen Hawking or pioneer in cancer research or pandemic research to be well equipped with accessible and useful information analytics and tools. We collaboratively leverage technology standards, UX, research, and creative techniques to ensure we have accessible STEM content. And we know accessibility drives innovation. Let's do a little history. In October, we celebrate the 20th anniversary of our first usability study with a blind person using our Science Direct product at Wright State University. Two pictures shown here are on the left, a more recent low vision usability study in the Assistive Tech Lab, and on the right, the WSU tunnel system. It provides an accessible route for a person in a wheelchair and service animal, and as an undergrad, I also found these tunnels very useful on frigid, snowy days. The early research studies we did with Science Direct and my own experience at Wright State had a profound effect on my passion for accessibility. 20 years after that initial research we conducted, we've grown our program to cover hundreds of products and have been humbled by the numerous accessibility success stories from our end users. Today, Science Direct remains Elsevier's premier peer-reviewed research platform with 42,000 ebooks, over 2,600 journals, 1.4 million open access articles. The Science Direct accessibility approach has always been follow the standards like WCAG, use accessible technologies like MathML, gather user feedback from people with disabilities, and by the way, you are never done improving accessibility. So Science Direct provides an accessible user interface that is compatible with a wide variety of assistive technologies. All journal and books are available on Science Direct in an accessible HTML format. And here we show two examples of accessible content in our ebooks and articles. We show alternative text for figures. I believe this is from Dr. Lazar's Research Methods in HCI book. And on the right, we show math equations rendered in MathML MathJax. By the way, Elsevier was one of the first major publishers to use MathJax in a large-scale research database. Most recently, we introduced the Able Player. It's the accessible media player out of the Do It Center from University of Washington. We're very proud of the Science Direct platform achieving 424th place in WebAIM's top million homepages for accessibility, achieving 0 wave errors. And recently, we also achieved a gold rating in the Aspire eBook Accessibility Statements program. With all this, however, we are never done. So if you want to publish research about computers and accessibility in an accessible format with an accessible platform, please submit a research paper to an Elsevier journal. Relevant titles include Procedia Computer Science, Displays, Technology and Society, Computers and Human Behavior, Utilities Policy. Researchers have recently published important works at Elsevier to better inform the public and shape society to be more inclusive for people with disabilities. For example, here we show a few recent articles. One deals with COVID-19 information and the accessibility of the portal. We have surveys of touchscreen devices for people who are visually impaired and accessibility surveys of higher education websites. Maybe you'd like to collaborate with our accessibility team around various emerging STEM challenges. You might have heard of HighCharts. It's a Norwegian company who offers rich data visualizations on the web. Our team worked with HighCharts to develop the accessibility module. It's a great invention, making sure charts and graphs are usable by the widest population. So we would love to work together with you on various topics. How do we make nursing simulations in VR XR accessible for people with attention deficit disorder? How do we describe anatomical models in a way a blind person can understand? How do we identify data trends in charts and graphs for people who can't see them, especially large data sets? How can we produce accessible chemical diagrams? And tactile display systems similar to Braille will help future blind scientists better understand structures in chemistry and geology and related fields. A huge thank you to the Assets Conference Committee, other sponsors, and researchers. Hoping everyone has a wonderful conference. Please stop by and say hi to us at our virtual booth or send an email to our team at accessibility@elsevier.com. Included in this deck is a handy list of links to learn more about our accessibility program and how to publish with Elsevier. Learn more about our products such as the College of Direct Support, which helps to promote independent living for people with disabilities. You might even like to read an overview of our partnerships to advance inclusion, diversity, and equity in science. Research such as with the Elsevier Foundation. This and more can be found in our accessible corporate brochure. Bye for now.